think trying to measure culture feels somewhat like texting a friend to work out the vibe of a party before you arrive. You might text one person and they're on the dance floor having the time of their life. You might text someone else and they're sitting on their own having the worst time and they're like, let's get out of here, this is the worst. Culture can feel so tricky to measure because it's so intangible. We measure things like attrition, we measure things like engagement to try and make sense of whether or not we're doing a good job. But they're all the consequences of culture as opposed to measuring culture itself. But I like to think about it like a party. As a host of a party, you're asking the question, what kind of party do I want? Do I want it to be a chilled, conversational style party? In which case you go to people and ask them, hey, is the music too loud? Do we need to turn it down? Or you might want to throw this fun, energetic, exciting party and you go to people asking the question, hey, is the music too soft? Do we need to turn it up? One of the most fundamental questions we have to ask ourselves is, what are the characteristics that we want to define our culture here? And then the best way to measure it is to have a conversation with your people. If you want to have an innovative culture or a risk-taking culture or a collaborative culture or an empathetic culture, you have to ask yourself, what are the kind of behaviors that would help us to create that? And then ask your team whether or not those behaviors are present in the team right now. But don't just ask them whether or not it's there. Ask them why they think that. If they say, yes, we've got an innovative culture, why do they think that? If they say, yes, we're a collaborative team, why do they believe that? And if not, what could we be doing as a team to create more of that kind of culture? Define the characteristics and go ask your people what you could do to make them a reality.